How do you manage a child who derives pleasure being like the opposite sex? Who always want to hang around the opposite sex, who want to walk, play, talk, act like the opposite sex. Now, what do I mean? You have a child that is a boy, he is interested in doing what girls do. He loves to play like a girl. He loves to be around girls. He loves to act or walk, or he even loves to make up like a girl. Once in a while he just want to have this lip gloss on and all that. And you see the way I'm talking, I'm a lady. I talk and I fling my fingers and all that. You find out that your son or want to talk, or when he is talking, he likes flinging his fingers the way I'm doing mine, and which is known that as in which is supposed to be what girls do, but he loves to do it this way. How do you manage a child like that? Or if the child is a boy, but once no, if the child is a girl but loves to walk, talk, behave, act like a boy, how do you manage things like that? This issue about gay, that is looking as if it is fully blown out into the world now. It's looking as if it's at its peak now. I'm not sure it started recently. These things have been there for ages, and social media is very good at making us understand things, trend of things faster than many years ago, when we get to know about these things only from the newspaper and the news we watch on TV. The social media is now at our fingertips to make us understand what is happening around the world. Within few seconds we get to know, we are being updated. So now this thing about homosexualism, lesbianism and all that, it didn't just start today. It has been in the world and all that. And some children, or let me say some adults, let me use the word adult now, some adults that are fully into this now didn't just jump into it. They didn't just jump into it all of a sudden. It started somehow, somewhere. Yes, of course, I understand that not for some of them, not as if it started when they were small. They realized they like doing things that the opposite sex do. I know not everybody have that kind of storyline. Yes, some of them, it happened the way it happened. Do you get it? Of course, I know some. Like I said in some of my videos in the past, I said, see, some of these boys that have been caught into this web, some of them were drugged in the name of let's go drinking and all that. They just add some substance into their drink, they get drunk, they lose their self-control, and they sleep off. And before they wake up and know what is, before they realize themselves, they've been defiled. And now this thing is that when this act is done, there is a force that is beyond the physical, that controls the victims. And now they find out that in most cases, it is beyond their control. Yes. A few days ago I was hearing somebody saying okay, let me not go into that, but it's beyond their control. But sometimes this thing starts little by little, little by little. As children grow, you find out that they they just want to be like the opposite sex. I was speaking to a set of teenagers, roughly, was it this year? Maybe this year or last year, some time ago, and she said that she doesn't like she just prefer she doesn't keep girls as friends. She's a girl, and she doesn't keep girls as friends. She prefers boys being her friend. She loves to be with boys, because she relates easily. That was what she said. She relates easily with boys, and that she found out that girls are gossip and all that. That's for many reasons she doesn't know how to, she doesn't like being around girls, that she relates easily with boys and all that, that's why all her friends are boys. She doesn't have a friend that is a girl. I said, okay, that's a beautiful one, yes, and all that. The person, as she was talking to me, I was already seeing the masculine body language, the masculine moves. As she was talking to me, I was already seeing it in her, the steps, the move, the vibe, everything was just masculine, masculine. So when she was saying this, I wasn't surprised with many things she said. So when I now asked her a question, I said, okay, that's good. But what do you think? You're already a teenager, you already started your menstrual flow. What do you think? Let's say you are on and you didn't know and you got stained. Um, when a guy tells you that you're stained, how do you feel? How do you think you feel? When a guy comes to you and tell you you're stained, and when a girl comes to you and tell you you're stained, which one would you prefer? With the girl, I know you will not feel embarrassed, but with the guy, I know you feel embarrassed. And now let's take, for instance, you are in an environment where you didn't know, maybe you did not calculate well, you didn't just have anything on you, and you're already stained, you are there. And of course, you know you need to pad yourself up, and you did not prepare, you don't have anything on you in your back. What is the next thing you will do? I believe the first thing you would do, that was what I was like, I believe the first thing you would do is to do what? You want to look for any lady around. Like, especially when you know you cannot go get something to buy or whatever, you want to look for any lady around to ask for what? Can I get a pad from you? Or can I get a tissue from you? I got stained and all that. Good. And in cases like this, would you want to, those guys that are your friend that you relate with very, very well, do you really think you can go to them and say this? And so I gave her one or two reasons, and she saw reasons with me. And like, say, you cannot, if you say girls are gossip, then you are part of them, because you cannot change from who you are and all that. So we talk about one or two things, and she saw one or two reasons. But I just hope in my mind that the reasons I gave her will sink and make more sense, even when I'm no more. Since then we've not seen again. I just hoped in my mind. So now it is on us to watch out for our children. You know, most of the adults today that are like this, most of them started when they were young. We'll see these signs, and those days in the area where I grew up from, we call them woman rapper. You know, a boy trying to behave like a girl and all that, we call them woman rapper. And we have them around. Then I grew up in the street of Lagos. I was born in Lagos, and I grew up in Lagos. So, and very local area, yes, I grew up in a very local area in Lagos. So we have different games we play, very different local games we play. There's one we call Tente, and you know, we have some boys around that love to play this Tente with us, and then we didn't see it as anything. But the only thing we know is that this boy loves to play Tente with us, and he will play the game and play it even more than the girls. And you know, we just play together and all that, but we know that this boy they like woman. You know, we talk like that. This one woman rapper and all that. But sometimes these boys in this category, as we've all grown, You still see this thing in them. And now you may not know much. You understand? But one thing that we're sure is that this feminine thing that this boy is known for now, some of them that we grew up with, we can attest that it has always been like this when we were growing up with with this boy. And the other angle too, the girls too that likes to behave like boys and all that. So sometimes it is not just sometimes it's not something that just started today. When you see adults like this, why am I analyzing this? There are things we, like I said, few videos I made in the past. I said, see, sometimes these things don't occur to us as parents. When we see these things, we don't count it. We just laugh over it, or we just ignore the child. We don't count it that these things matter, that we should rebuke children that are doing this. We should correct them. It doesn't always occur to us. So now today, what I'm just trying to say is that let us look into these things. Let us look into these things. I'm not talking about perhaps I may not be able to go into it deeply now, because there are some children that get molested by same sex, and that is how they find themselves in this mess of becoming gay. Yes. But on the aspect of children becoming gay due to molestation, I'll do a video about that some other time, because it's very deep. Yeah, but what I'm just talking about today is children that find themselves in this, and it started from just what they like doing from when they were small, and they just continue that way. But the parents did not really take notes to see that this is a red flag, and that we need to caution this child. We need to follow up on this child, caution him or her, and make sure that him or her doesn't continue the way he or she is going. That whatever it is, they have to stop it. Yes, it's very, very vital. This thing about homosexualism and all those, I thank God from the part of the world where I come from, it is not accepted. Yes, from the part of the world that I come from, it's not accepted. And the religion that I believe, I am a Christian, and my Bible tells me that it is not allowed.